remember back when Kailyn Lowry's life was easier, quieter, and so much more drama-free? Oh, wait, it's never been like that for her, has it? Since the moment we were first introduced to her on 16 and Pregnant, her life has been at least a little bit chaotic. Back then, it was because, she was 16 and pregnant, and also because of her absent father and severely alcoholic mother. Since then, she's been through a lot, breakups, a messy divorce, and a whole lot of criticism. These days, the criticism is a little out of control, and most of it has to do with her relationship, or lack thereof, with Chris Lopez and her decision to have a baby with him. Because, in case you hadn't heard, the Chris Lopez situation is basically a treasure trove of questionable decisions and just bad times in general. We don't know a whole lot about Chris, but we do know that they met while going to college together. They were friends, they had some sort of fling last fall, and Kailyn got pregnant. She claims that she got pregnant on purpose. It was definitely 100% a conscious decision that she made. But after the pregnancy happened, it seems like Chris sort of split for a while. He wasn't with her throughout the vast majority of her pregnancy, if he was ever with her romantically in the first place, and we heard report after report claiming he'd abandoned her. She said that she was going to be a single mother this time around. It looked pretty bad. But right at the very end of her pregnancy, Chris pulled it together a bit, and he was there when their son was born. He's been there in the weeks afterward too. It's starting to sound like he's actually going to be an active father, which is amazing news. Unfortunately, according to this new report from Hollywood Life, things still aren't all sunshine and rainbows though. And that's because, as an insider explains, Chris doesn't think too fondly of Kailyn. Chris may have come around to the fact that he's a dad, the source says, and he's been spending time with his son, but when it comes to Kailyn there's really no love lost. Chris is playing nice because he wants to see his child, but that's it, and if they hadn't had a baby together then Chris would be quite happy to never speak to Kailyn again. That's gotta sting, huh? His issue is apparently that he feels that Kailyn tricked him into getting her pregnant, because she told him she couldn't have any more kids, and that's something he can never forgive. Yikes. Friends, here's a tip: never have unprotected sex with a member of the opposite sex unless you're okay with the possibility of becoming a parent. No matter how slight the possibility may be, it's always there, so proceed with caution. Condoms are not your enemy. Still, the source says that when Kailyn told him she was pregnant, Chris was totally freaked out. He had a girlfriend and he really did not want to be a dad. Wait, he had a girlfriend and he was not only having sex with Kailyn, but unprotected sex at that? We all make choices, we suppose. After Chris heard the news, he told himself that he would have nothing to do with the baby, but then as time went on, he got more and more used to the idea. And then after seeing his son being born, there's no way he could just walk away. Right now, Chris and Kailyn are trying to work out a mutually agreeable custody schedule, and once that's done, Chris will feel much better, then he can just pick his son up and drop him home again. In doing that, he'll have next to no contact with Kailyn, which is apparently the goal here. Baby Lo is so precious, and it's obvious that he's very loved, but his parents would do good to learn a thing or two about actions and their consequences, wouldn't they?